There is a unique kind of exhaustion that settles in not during the rush of the day, but in the first moment of stillness that follows. It is the moment you finally stop, when the engine of your effort is switched off, and in the sudden quiet, you feel the profound weight of everything you have been carrying. It's a quiet so loud it almost rings in your ears. And with that quiet often comes a subtle, gnawing feeling, a whisper of guilt that suggests this moment of rest is somehow stolen, unearned, or a luxury you cannot afford. It's a feeling that you are a fugitive from your own list of duties, hiding in the shadows of stillness for just a little while before you are found out. What if that feeling is not a truth, but simply a story you have been told for a very, very long time? What if rest is not a reward to be earned after a day of sufficient productivity, but a fundamental right of your own being, as essential and undeniable as breathing? By the end of our time together, you will come to feel, in your very bones, that your worth is not measured by what you do, but is instead a constant, inherent light that shines simply because you exist. This journey is not about adding another task to your list. It is about permission to put everything down. So let us begin there, in this quiet moment that is yours and yours alone. Wherever you are, allow yourself to arrive fully. You might be listening to this in the deep velvet of late night, with the world outside finally hushed and asleep. Or perhaps you found this space in the fragile gray hours of early morning, when sleep has been elusive and the dawn has not yet decided to break. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are here. And this time, this space belongs completely to you. There is nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. No one is waiting for an email. No task is calling for your attention. This is a sanctuary carved out of time just for you. So find a position that feels like a true surrender to comfort. Lying down is perfect for this, allowing your body to be fully supported. Let your arms rest gently by your sides, palms facing up if that feels open and receptive, or down if that feels more grounded. Allow your feet to fall naturally outward, and when you feel ready, gently close your eyes. Or, if you prefer, you can soften your gaze, letting the world before you blur into a gentle wash of color and shadow. The first act of coming home to yourself is simply to notice your own physical presence, to feel the gentle, reassuring weight of your body against the surface beneath you. Feel the points of contact, your heels, your calves, the back of your thighs, your lower back, your shoulder blades, and the back of your head. At each point, imagine the support rising up to meet you, holding you completely. You do not need to hold yourself. You can let go. You are held. Now, let's take a single conscious breath together. A slow, deep inhalation through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs, your chest expanding, and then a long, slow, audible sigh out through your mouth. Let it all go. The day, the week, the worries, the plans. Let's do that one more time. A deep, nourishing breath in, and a full, complete release out. Good. Now, just allow your breath to find its own natural, easy rhythm. You don't need to control it or change it in any way. Simply observe it, like a gentle tide rising and falling within you. This breath has been with you every moment of your life, a constant, faithful companion. Tonight, we simply notice it. We honor it. Let's begin a gentle journey through the body, not to fix anything, but simply to offer kindness and release. Bring your awareness to your jaw. We hold so much tension here, so much unspoken effort. Without needing to force anything, just see if you can soften the muscles around your mouth and jaw. Perhaps allow your teeth to part slightly. Let that feeling of softness spread up to your temples, across your forehead, smoothing out any lines of concentration. Release the tiny muscles around your eyes. Let your eyes themselves feel heavy and settled in their sockets. Now, bring that gentle awareness down into your neck and your shoulders. This is where we so often carry the weight of our responsibilities, like a heavy cloak we forgot we were wearing. On your next exhale, imagine that cloak simply sliding off. Feel your shoulders release, melting down and away from your ears. A wave of warmth and release flows down your arms, through your elbows, your wrists, and all the way to the very tips of your fingers. Your hands have done so much today. Now, they can be completely still. Let them be heavy, soft, and empty. Now bring your attention to your chest and your upper back. This is the home of your heart and your lungs. Just feel the gentle, rhythmic movement here as you breathe. No judgment. No need for it to be different. Just a simple, quiet appreciation for the life that is breathing you. Let this softening awareness travel down into your abdomen, the place of digestion, of intuition, of deep feeling. Let the muscles here be soft. Release any clenching, any holding. Allow your belly to rise and fall with your breath, untroubled and free. Feel this warmth and ease spreading down into your hips, your pelvis, a place of deep stability. Let go of any tension you might be holding here. This feeling of release then cascades down through your legs, through your powerful thighs, which carry you through your days, past your knees, down into your calves and shins. Finally, let all the remaining tension drain out through the soles of your feet. Imagine it flowing harmlessly away, leaving your entire body feeling heavy, grounded, and deeply at peace. You are here. You are whole. You are safe. And from this place of stillness, we can gently set our intention for this journey into sleep. The purpose of this time together is profound, yet simple. It is to begin the quiet work of unlearning a cruel equation that has been programmed into us. The idea that our worth is tied to our work, that our value is something we must produce, day in and day out, that our moments of rest must be justified by prior effort. This is a story. It is a powerful story, one that has shaped our lives, our choices, our very sense of self. But it is not the truth. The truth is that your being is more important than your doing. Your essence is not found in your accomplishments. Your worth was sealed the moment you came into existence, and nothing you do or fail to do can ever add to it or subtract from it. Tonight, and in the nights to come, we will gently dismantle the tyranny of that old story. We will create a space where you can remember the simple, profound, and unshakable value of your own being. We will practice the sacred art of doing nothing, not as an act of emptiness, but as a deep act of nourishment and self-reclamation. This is not about becoming lazy or unproductive. It is about becoming free. It is about returning to a state of balance, where your work is something you do, not something you are. It is about cultivating an inner peace so deep that it cannot be shaken by the demands of the world. So tonight, your only task is to receive. Your only job is to rest. You have permission to put it all down. The to-do lists, the expectations, the mental rehearsals for tomorrow. the performance review of today. Let it all dissolve into the quiet of this room. You have done enough. You have been enough. Now, it is time to simply be, and to let that be everything. As you rest here, in this quiet sanctuary of stillness, notice what arises in the space you've created. For many of us, even when the body is still, the mind continues to run. It's a familiar pattern, a kind of internal momentum that doesn't know how to stop. And at the heart of that momentum is a feeling we can gently begin to name tonight: the weight of the clock. It's the sense that time is not a gentle river to float upon, but a conveyor belt moving at a steady, demanding pace. And we feel we must keep up, placing neatly packaged achievements onto it at regular intervals. It's the subtle, pervasive feeling of being in a constant race, a race against a clock that is not on the wall, but deep inside of us. A clock that measures not just hours and minutes, but our perceived worth, our contribution, our right to be here. This internal clock dictates that every moment must be filled, accounted for, and if possible, optimized. Even this moment of rest can feel, to that part of us, like a deviation from the schedule, a blank space on the spreadsheet of the day that needs to be justified. Think about how this shows up in your life. It's the restlessness that creeps in when you sit down with a cup of tea and do nothing else. The mind immediately begins to search for a task, checking your phone, making a mental list, thinking about what you should be doing. It's the guilt that whispers to you when you choose to read a novel instead of a book for self-improvement. It is the subtle anxiety that arises in moments of unstructured quiet, the feeling that you are somehow falling behind, though you couldn't quite say what you are falling behind on. This is the tyranny of the clock. It turns the beautiful, open expanse of a day into a series of boxes to be checked. And when we lie down to sleep, that clock can often tick its loudest, replaying the day, auditing our productivity, and presenting us with the agenda for tomorrow before today has even truly ended. Tonight, we are not going to fight this clock. We are not going to try to smash it or silence it. We are simply going to observe it. With gentle, loving curiosity, let's acknowledge the part of you that is so dedicated to this measurement. There is a voice inside, an internal accountant, whose entire job is to calculate your value based on your output. It tallies the goals met, the tasks completed, the problems solved. It is a tireless worker, this part of you. It believes it is keeping you safe. It believes that if you produce enough, achieve enough, and perform enough, you will be secure, you will be valued, you will be loved. It learned this job a long time ago, and it has been doing it diligently ever since. So, as you lie here, just notice if you can hear that voice. It might be subtle. It might be a fleeting thought like, I didn't get enough done today. Or a more anxious feeling about the mountain of work waiting for you tomorrow. It might show up as a physical sensation, a slight tightening in your chest, a quickening of your breath, a restlessness in your legs. Whatever form it takes, just let it be there. See if you can look at it with the same gentle curiosity you would offer a child who is trying very hard to help, even if their help is making things more complicated. You wouldn't scold the child. You would simply notice their intention, their effort. Can we offer that same kindness to this part of ourselves? We can say to it silently, I see you. I see how hard you are working to measure and calculate. Thank you for trying to keep me on track. By acknowledging it without judgment, we begin to change our relationship with it. We move from being a prisoner of this voice to being a compassionate witness of it. It doesn't have to be the master of your inner world. It can simply be one voice among many. And tonight, you are choosing to listen to a different, quieter voice. The voice of your body, which is asking for rest. The voice of your soul, which knows its worth, has nothing to do with a to-do list. The anxiety that arises in these quiet moments is simply the energy of that inner accountant feeling unemployed. It doesn't know what to do when there is nothing to do. It gets nervous. It paces back and forth in your mind, looking for a problem to solve, a task to manage. And our practice is simply to let it pace. We don't have to give it a new job. We don't have to argue with it. We can just let it be there, like background noise, while we keep our gentle focus on the feeling of our breath, on the sensation of the blankets on our skin, on the deep, profound relief of letting go. Every time your mind gets pulled back into planning, calculating, or reviewing, that is the weight of the clock making itself known. And each time you notice this has happened, you have a beautiful opportunity. Without any frustration, you can gently guide your attention back to the present moment, back to your breath, back to the simple, undeniable reality of your body resting here, now. This act of returning, again and again, is the practice. It is how we build a new muscle, the muscle of being, to balance the overdeveloped muscle of doing. It is how we create a space of inner freedom, a space where the clock can continue to tick, but it no longer holds power over our peace. It becomes just a sound, not a command. Feel the truth in this. Your existence is not a problem to be solved or a project to be managed. It is a reality to be inhabited. And this moment, right now, as you lie in the quiet, it's not empty time to be filled. It is sacred time. It is healing time. It is the time when your body repairs itself, when your mind integrates the experiences of the day, and when your spirit comes home to itself. There is a deep and powerful productivity in this stillness, but it is one that our inner accountant has no way of measuring. It is the productivity of the tree in winter, gathering its strength deep in its roots. It is the productivity of the soil lying fallow, replenishing its nutrients for the spring to come. This is the work you are doing now, and it is the most important work of all. So let the anxiety be there if it needs to be. Let the thoughts of tomorrow come and go. They are just visitors passing through. You are the deep, quiet house in which they appear. You are the vast, silent sky, and they are just the weather. And tonight, the weather is calming. The winds are quieting, and you are safe, resting in the stillness that has always been your true home. As we sit with this awareness of the inner clock and the pressure it creates, it is so easy for another voice to enter the conversation. A voice of judgment. A voice that might say, "Why can't I just relax? Why am I so caught up in this? What's wrong with me?" It is a voice that takes the struggle against productivity and turns it into another form of self-criticism, another standard we are failing to meet. And so, the most important thing we can do in this moment is to offer ourselves a profound and gentle truth. This is not your fault. Let that land. Feel the resonance of those words deep within you. This struggle that you feel, this constant nagging pressure to perform, this guilt that shadows your moments of rest, it is not a personal failing. It is not a sign of weakness or a defect in your character. It is, in fact, a sign of your incredible adaptation. It is a testament to how well you learned the rules of the world you grew up in. This is a story you absorbed, not a flaw you were born with. Think of it this way. From the time we are very young, we are immersed in a culture that glorifies endless productivity. We are taught to measure our days and achievements. We receive praise for being busy, for accomplishing things. We learn to associate the feeling of exhaustion with the feeling of a day well spent. The messages are everywhere, in our schools, in our workplaces, in the media, even in the well-intentioned advice of people who love us. Work hard, push through, never give up. What did you do today? These phrases become the background radiation of our lives. We absorb the belief that our value is conditional, that it must be earned and re-earned every single day through effort and output. We learn that to be still is to be lazy, and to be unproductive is to be worthless. This is a powerful form of cultural programming. It is like learning a language. You didn't consciously decide to learn the grammatical rules of your native tongue. You simply absorbed them by being surrounded by them. In the same way, you absorbed the grammar of productivity. You learned that love and approval were often tied to performance. You learned that security and success were the rewards for constant striving. And so, your mind, in its brilliant and tireless effort to protect you, to help you survive and thrive in that world, developed this inner taskmaster, that voice inside that pushes you, that criticizes you for resting, that feels anxious when you are not doing something. That voice is not your enemy. It is a misguided protector. It is a part of you that learned a strategy to keep you safe, to help you belong, to ensure you would be okay. And we can honor that. We can look at this internal pressure not as a pathology, but as a survival mechanism that has, in many ways, served you. It got you through school. It helped you build a career. It allowed you to navigate a demanding world. Your mind's effort to protect you by performing is something we can genuinely appreciate, even as we recognize that the strategy has outlived its usefulness. The very thing that once helped you survive is now costing you your peace. The armor that protected you in battle is now too heavy to wear in the garden of your own life. And that is okay. It simply means it is time to learn a new way. It is time to gently and lovingly update the operating system of your inner world. So, as you lie here, feel the reality of this. This isn't about blaming the world or becoming a victim. It's about releasing self-blame. It's about understanding the context in which your patterns were formed. You learned this story to survive, and your mind's effort to protect you is something we can feel gratitude for, even as we now choose to let it rest. Imagine for a moment that this internal drive for productivity is like a guard dog you trained. For years, you taught it to bark at any sign of stillness, to be alert to any moment of perceived idleness. That dog did its job perfectly. It kept you on your toes. It kept you moving. But now, you have come home. You have entered a safe and quiet space. And the dog is still barking, because that is what it was trained to do. The solution is not to yell at the dog or to punish it for doing its job. The solution is to gently retrain it, to soothe it, to show it, with patience and consistency, that here in this space, stillness is safe. Rest is welcome. You are no longer in danger. You can reassure it, saying, "Thank you for your vigilance. I am safe now. You can rest." This is the work we are doing. We are not fighting ourselves. We are befriending ourselves. We We are offering compassion to the parts of us that are just trying to help, based on an old set of instructions. So let go of the idea that you should be better at relaxing. Release the belief that there is something wrong with you for feeling this internal conflict. What you are feeling is a completely normal and understandable response to the world you have lived in. The friction you feel is the friction of unlearning. It is the tension between an old, deeply ingrained story and a new, emerging truth. And it is a sign that you are healing. It is a sign that you are waking up. Your struggle is not a sign of failure. It is the holy ground upon which your liberation is being built. Every time you choose to rest despite the guilt, you are rewriting the story. Every time you breathe into the anxiety, instead of immediately jumping up to do something, you are carving out a new neural pathway in your brain. You are teaching your nervous system, cell by cell, that stillness is not a threat. It is a homecoming. So breathe into this validation. Let it be a balm for any part of you that has felt ashamed or broken. You are not broken. You are a human being who learned a set of rules to survive a particular game. And now you are realizing you don't have to play that game anymore. You can create your own rules based on your own deepest needs and truths. The first rule in this new game is kindness. The second is compassion. And the third is the unwavering belief that you are worthy of rest simply because you exist. This is not your fault. And your healing begins right here in this moment of radical self-acceptance. Now that we have acknowledged this inner pressure and released the self-blame that so often accompanies it, we can move into the next gentle step. This is the act of giving ourselves permission. Permission to actually put it all down. Not just intellectually, not just as a nice idea, but as a felt, physical experience. To do this, let's first create a safe internal space where you can feel the true weight of what you've been carrying without being overwhelmed by it. This is a space of pure observation, a place of sanctuary within your own mind. Imagine a quiet, peaceful room. It can be any room you like. Perhaps it's a cozy library with a fireplace, or a sun-drenched conservatory filled with plants, or a simple, minimalist space with a soft mat on the floor. See the details of this room in your mind's eye. See the quality of the light. Feel the temperature of the air. Notice the gentle quiet that fills the space. This is your room. No one can enter without your permission. It is a space of absolute safety and non-judgment. And here, in the center of this safe room, I invite you to gently feel the immense pressure you've been carrying. Don't analyze it. Don't judge it. Just allow yourself to feel its presence. What does it feel like in your body? Perhaps it feels like a heavy weight on your chest, a tight band around your head, a churning in your stomach, or a buzzing, restless energy in your limbs. It is the pressure to achieve, the pressure to prove your worth, the pressure to be perfect, the pressure to keep all the balls in the air. It is the weight of the endless to-do list, the burden of unspoken expectations from others, and the even heavier burden of the expectations you place on yourself. Just for a moment, in the safety of this inner room, allow yourself to acknowledge the sheer exhaustion of carrying all of this, day in and day out. It's a lot. You have been carrying so much. Now, we are going to engage in a small act of imagination that can have a profound effect. We are going to visualize unburdening yourself. Let's start with the tools of your productivity. In your mind's eye, see yourself holding them. Perhaps it's a laptop, heavy and warm in your arms, Maybe it's a smartphone, buzzing with notifications and demands. It could be a stack of papers, a briefcase, or the symbolic tools of your trade. A stethoscope, a keyboard, a hammer, a paintbrush. Whatever they represent for you, feel their weight in your hands. Feel the familiar tension in your muscles from holding them for so long. Now, find a place in your safe room, a sturdy table, a shelf, or a chest in the corner, and with a conscious, deliberate movement, set them down. Place them there gently. As you release your grip, hear the soft sound they make as they land. Watch as your hands become empty. Wiggle your fingers. Notice the feeling of lightness, the absence of that weight. You are not throwing them away. You are not destroying them. They will be there if you need them tomorrow. But for tonight, you are setting them down. They are separate from you. Their work is done for the day, and so is yours. Take a deep breath into this feeling of release. Now, let's move to the more intangible burdens. Imagine your mental to-do list. Perhaps it looks like a long, scrolling scroll of parchment, or a chaotic cloud of sticky notes buzzing around your head. See it clearly. And now, with a gentle intention, imagine yourself gathering all of those thoughts, all of those tasks, all of those shoulds and musts. Gather them up and place them into a beautiful, sturdy box. It can be a simple wooden box or an ornate chest. As you place each item inside, you are not dismissing it. You are simply storing it safely for the night. Plan the meeting. Into the box it goes. Call that person back. Into the box. Worry about that project. Into the box. Once everything is inside, close the lid. Hear the satisfying click as the latch fastens. Slide the box under the bed or place it on a high shelf in a closet in your safe room. It is contained. It is put away. You can rest. Finally, there is the heaviest burden of all, the mental load. This is the invisible work, the constant planning, organizing, anticipating, and worrying that you carry for yourself, for your family, for your work. Imagine this mental load as a heavy, weighted backpack that you've been wearing for so long, you've forgotten it's even there. Feel the strain of the straps on your shoulders, the ache in your back. Now, very slowly, as if in slow motion, begin to shrug the straps off your shoulders. Feel them slide down your arms. Let the backpack fall to the floor behind you with a deep, satisfying thud. The sound of its landing echoes in the quiet room. The sound of release. Stand up straighter without that weight. Roll your shoulders back. Feel the incredible lightness, the freedom of movement in your upper body. Take another deep, cleansing breath, filling the space where that weight used to be. Now, you stand in your safe room, unburdened. Your hands are empty. Your mind is clear. Your back is straight. And in this space, we can work with the guilt that so often arises, the guilt of doing nothing. With each exhale, I invite you to release a layer of that guilt. Breathe in peace. And as you breathe out, imagine the word guilt dissolving into a fine mist and floating away. Breathe in permission. And as you breathe out, release the feeling that you have to earn your rest. Let your body feel the deep cellular relief of this release. It might not happen all at once, and that is perfectly okay. We are simply planting a seed, creating a new possibility. The possibility that you can exist without striving, that you can rest without apology, that your being is enough, right here, right now, in this moment of perfect stillness. Your body knows the truth of this. It has been longing for this release. Feel how it responds to this permission. Notice any sensations of warmth, of softening, of heaviness as it sinks more deeply into the support beneath you. This is your body's way of saying thank you. Thank you for finally putting down the weight. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming home. Stay in this safe, unburdened space for as long as you like. There is nothing to do here but be, nothing to achieve but peace. And with every breath, you are strengthening the powerful, healing message that you are allowed to rest. You are worthy of this peace, and you are safe, completely and utterly, in the simple, sacred act of being. In the quiet of this unburdened space, with the tools and the lists and the mental load set aside, a deeper question can finally emerge from the silence. It is a gentle question, not an accusation. It comes not from the critical mind, but from a wiser, older part of you. The question is this: is my value truly something I have to earn day after day? Is my worth a debt that I must repay through constant effort and achievement? We have been taught to believe the answer is yes. We have operated under the assumption that our worth is a transaction. We perform, we produce, we achieve, and in return, we are granted a temporary certificate of value, valid only until the end of the day. And tomorrow, the process begins all over again. We wake up, and our account is back at zero, waiting to be filled with the currency of productivity. This belief is so deeply embedded in our cultural software that we rarely even think to question it. It feels like a law of nature, as fundamental as gravity. But what if it isn't? What if it is, in fact, the greatest lie you were ever told? Let's gently hold this possibility. The idea that your worth is not and has never been a transaction. It was never something you had to produce or prove. It is not a reward for good behavior or a bonus for high performance. It is your essence. It is the simple, irrefutable fact of your existence. It is your birthright. Consider this analogy. A star is not valuable because it burns. It doesn't perform the act of shining in order to earn its place in the cosmos. It shines because that is its nature. Its value is inherent in its very being. The burning is an expression of what it is, not a justification for its existence. We do not look up at the night sky and think, that star is really earning its keep tonight, or that one seems a bit lazy. We simply witness its light and feel a sense of wonder. The star's worth is unconditional. Or think of a mountain. A mountain is not worthy because of its height or because of the number of people who climb it. It doesn't have to do anything to justify the space it takes up on the planet. Its value lies in its presence, its stillness, its silent grounding power. It simply is, and in its being, it provides perspective, shelter, and a profound sense of permanence. Its worth is inherent. It does not need a resume. It does not have a performance review. It is simply, magnificently, itself. And you, in your fundamental nature, are no different. Your existence is the primary miracle. Your consciousness, your breath, your capacity to feel and to love. This is the source of your value. The things you do, the work you create, the goals you achieve. These are like the light that shines from the star or the shadow cast by the mountain. They are expressions of your being, but they are not the source of your worth. The lie we were told is that the expression is more important than the source, that the light is more valuable than the star itself. And this lie puts us in a state of constant anxiety because we are always afraid that our light will dim, that our output will decrease, and that our value will therefore diminish along with it. It forces us to live in a state of perpetual performance, terrified of the moment when we can no longer keep up the act. But the truth is, your worth is the star itself. It is the mountain itself. It is the unchangeable, unshakable core of you. And it was there before you ever accomplished a single thing. It will be there long after your final task is complete. This is a radical reframing. It shifts the entire foundation of how we see ourselves. It means you don't have to spend your life on a frantic treadmill, chasing a sense of worthiness that was already inside you all along. You can step off. You can rest. You can simply be. And in that being, you are not failing or falling behind. You are coming home to your own essential nature. Let this truth wash over you. It may feel unfamiliar. It may even feel a little dangerous to the part of you that believes striving is the only way to be safe. That's okay. We are just introducing the idea, planting a seed in the fertile soil of your quiet mind. The lie told us that rest is the opposite of value. The truth is that rest is the way we honor our value. When you truly believe you are inherently worthy, rest is no longer a guilty indulgence. It becomes a non-negotiable act of self-respect. It is how you care for the precious, miraculous being that you are. It is how you tend to the mountain. It is how you allow the star to gather its light. You are not a machine that can be optimized for maximum output. You are a living, breathing, cyclical being. You need seasons of activity and seasons of rest. You need the light of day and the deep, restorative darkness of night. This is not a weakness. It is your nature. The lie of productivity tries to force you into a perpetual summer, a constant noon. But this is not sustainable. It leads to burnout, exhaustion, and a deep disconnection from your own soul. Tonight, as you lie here, you are reclaiming the other seasons. You are welcoming the quiet of winter. You are embracing the gentle darkness of midnight. And in doing so, you are not losing value. You are deepening it. You are returning to the source. So, with your next breath, breathe in this new truth. My worth is inherent. And as you breathe out, release the old lie. I do not have to earn my right to exist. Breathe in. My being is enough. Breathe out. My doing is just an expression of my being. Feel the shift, however small, that this creates within you. It is a shift from frantic doing to peaceful being, from self-judgment to self-acceptance, from the tyranny of the clock to the freedom of the present moment. This is the truth that will set you free, not just tonight, but in all the days to come. The truth that you, like the star, like the mountain, are worthy simply because you are. To truly feel the power of this inherent worth, let's take a gentle journey back in time. Not to analyze or to judge the past, but simply to reconnect with a part of yourself that knows this truth intimately. This is a journey back to a time before productivity was a concept you understood, before to-do lists and performance reviews ever entered your world. We are going to visit the child you once were. Allow an image, a feeling, or a memory of yourself as a very young child to surface. Perhaps you are 3, 4, or 5 years old. Don't force a specific memory. Just let a sense of that young self emerge. See that child in your mind's eye. See their small hands, their wide, curious eyes, their untroubled face. This child is you. And this child knew, without a shadow of a doubt, how to simply be. This child existed in a world where play was the most important work. where a day was measured not in tasks completed, but in moments of discovery and delight. Remember the feeling of being completely absorbed in an activity for its own sake. Building a tower of blocks, not to create a permanent structure, but for the sheer joy of watching it rise and the wonderful crash as it tumbled down. Lying on your back in the grass, watching clouds drift across the sky, finding shapes of animals and faces in their endless parade. There was no goal. There was no objective. The value was in the watching itself. That child knew how to rest without guilt. When they were tired, they slept. They would fall asleep in the car, at the dinner table, in the middle of the living room floor. There was no inner voice telling them they should be doing something more productive. Their body's need for rest was a simple, undeniable truth, and they honored it without question. Rest was not a reward. It was a natural rhythm of life, as essential as eating or breathing. That child did not worry about earning their keep. They did not lie awake at night, tallying their accomplishments for the day, wondering if they had done enough to deserve their dinner or the love of their family. Their existence was its own justification. They knew, in a deep, pre-verbal way, that they were loved and valued simply for being. Their laughter, their tears, their very presence was enough. They had infinite value before they ever learned to read, before they ever scored a goal, before they ever received a good grade on a test. That inherent worth was never in question. Now here is the most important part of this journey. That worth was never lost. It did not evaporate when you grew up. It was not traded away in exchange for adult responsibilities. It is not something you have to reclaim from the past. It is still right here, inside you. It has been buried, perhaps under layers of cultural conditioning, under the weight of expectations and the noise of the inner critic. But it has never, not for one moment, gone away. It is the bedrock of who you are. The child you were is not a separate person you left behind. That child is the living core of your being. Their capacity for wonder, their ability to be present, their innate understanding that they are worthy of love and rest, all of that is still a part of your blueprint. It is your factory setting. The tyranny of productivity is just a software program that was installed later on. Tonight, we are accessing that original core programming. We are remembering the truth that we have always known. As you continue to hold this image of your younger self, extend a feeling of deep love and appreciation to that child. Thank them for carrying this essential truth for you all these years. See yourself as the adult you are now, reaching out and gently taking that child's hand. Assure them that you are remembering. You are remembering how to play. You are remembering how to rest. You are remembering that your worth is not for sale, and it is not up for negotiation. Feel the connection between the adult you and the child you. See that there is no separation. The wisdom of that child is your wisdom. Their freedom is your freedom. By honoring them, you are honoring the deepest part of yourself. Allow the feeling of that unconditional worth to permeate your being, right here, right now. It feels like a quiet confidence, a deep sense of peace, a gentle release of the need to strive and prove. It is the feeling of coming home, the feeling of enough. Your existence is, and has always been, enough. Let that affirmation sink into your cells. My existence is enough. It's not a boastful statement. It's a simple, humble, and powerful fact. You do not have to be extraordinary to be worthy. You do not have to change the world to deserve your place in it. Your unique, unrepeatable presence in this universe is, in and of itself, a thing of profound value. The way you see the world, the specific combination of thoughts and feelings and experiences that make up who you are, that has never existed before and will never exist again. That is your worth. It is not in what you produce. It is in the miracle of what you are. When we forget this, we live in a state of scarcity, always scrambling for external validation, for the next achievement that will temporarily fill the void. When we remember this, we live from a place of abundance. We know that our worth is an infinite, renewable resource that resides within. We can then engage with the world not from a place of desperate need, but from a place of fullness. We can work, create, and contribute not to prove our worth, but to express it. It is a fundamental shift in motivation, from fear to love. So, as you drift deeper into relaxation, let this reconnection with your inherent worth be your anchor. If the old voices of guilt or pressure arise, you can simply smile at them and remember the child within. You can remember the clouds, the blocks, the effortless surrender to sleep. You have not lost that ability. You are simply remembering how to access it again. The journey back to your own value is not a long and arduous one. It is a journey of a single breath, a single moment of remembrance, and it is a journey you can take anytime you need to. It is always here, waiting for you. The truth that you were born worthy and that nothing has ever changed. Having reconnected with the deep, unwavering truth of our inherent worth, we can now look at the concept of rest in a completely new light. Our culture has taught us to define doing nothing as an absence of value. We see it as empty time, wasted potential, a void, but this is a profound misunderstanding. Tonight, let's redefine this state. Let's reframe doing nothing, not as a negative, an absence, but as a positive, a presence. It is not an empty state, but a deeply restorative and essential state of being. It is a sacred act. When you are lying here, not striving, not planning, not producing, you are not being useless. You are engaged in one of the most vital and productive activities a human being can undertake, the act of coming back to yourself. You are allowing your body to heal, your nervous system to regulate, your mind to clear, and your soul to breathe. This is not emptiness. This is nourishment. This is not wasted time. This is sacred time. To understand this more deeply, consider the analogy of the fallow field. A farmer knows that they cannot plant the same crop in the same field, season after season, without depleting the soil. To do so would be to demand endless output, which eventually leads to barrenness. So, the wise farmer practices fallowing. They intentionally let a field lie empty for a season. To an outside observer, focused only on immediate production, this fallow field might look useless. It is not yielding a crop. It is doing nothing. But the farmer knows the truth. The field is not empty. It is in a state of active, quiet restoration. It is absorbing the sunlight, drinking the rain, and allowing the complex ecosystem of microorganisms within the soil to break down old matter and create rich, new nutrients. The stillness of the fallow field is what makes all future growth possible. Its period of non-production is the very source of its future abundance. The farmer does not resent the fallow field or feel guilty about its lack of output. The farmer honors this period of rest as a crucial part of a larger, intelligent cycle. Without the fallow time, there would be no harvest. You are like that field. Your mind, Your body and your spirit need periods of fallowness. They need time to rest, to integrate, to replenish the deep inner resources you draw upon every day. The constant demand for productivity, without any time for restoration, is what leads to burnout, creative depletion, and a sense of being disconnected from yourself. It is an unsustainable way to live. So, as you lie here, doing nothing, I invite you to reframe the experience. You are not being lazy. You are the fallow field. You are in your sacred season of restoration. You are gathering your strength, replenishing your nutrients, and making future growth possible. This stillness is not an absence of value. It is the very crucible in which your vitality is being forged. This understanding leads us to another profound shift in perspective. The recognition that rest is not a reward for work, but a fundamental human right. We have been taught the opposite. You can rest when the work is done. You've earned a break. This language implies that rest is conditional. It is something we are granted only after we have proven our worth through sufficient effort. It turns rest into a transaction, just like everything else. But this is a violation of our natural design. Look at any other creature in the natural world. A lion does not feel guilty for sleeping in the sun. It does not believe it must earn its rest by hunting a certain number of gazelles. It hunts when it is hungry, and it rests when it is tired. Its life is a natural rhythm of effort and ease. A tree does not apologize for its dormant season in winter. It doesn't worry that it is not producing enough leaves or fruit. It understands that this period of inward focus is essential for its survival and its ability to blossom in the spring. We are the only species on Earth that has convinced itself that it must justify its own need for rest. This is a form of self-inflicted cruelty. To deny ourselves rest until it is earned is to deny our own humanity. It is to treat ourselves like machines, which can be run continuously until they break down. But you are not a machine. You are a living organism woven into the fabric of the natural world. And in the natural world, rest is a sacred, non-negotiable part of the cycle of life. It is your birthright. You have a right to rest simply because you are a living, breathing human being. You have a right to be tired. You have a right to be still. You do not need to present a list of accomplishments to a celestial accountant to be granted permission to sleep. Your weariness is permission enough. Your presence here, now, is justification enough. Feel this in your body. Give your body permission to claim this right. Let every muscle, every cell, absorb this truth. I have a right to be still. I do not need to apologize for my exhaustion. This rest is mine by right of my own existence. Notice how this changes the feeling of lying here. It is no longer a stolen moment of indulgence, but a powerful act of self-reclamation. It is a quiet protest against a culture that wants to commodify every moment of your life. It is a declaration of your sovereignty over your own time, your own body, and your own well-being. The sacred act of being is simply this: allowing yourself to exist without the need for an agenda, to breathe without needing to be on your way somewhere else, to feel the weight of your body without wishing it were up and doing something. It is to be fully present in the here and now, in this moment of profound and productive stillness. It is to be the fallow field, rich with hidden life. It is to be the sleeping lion, confident in its power. It is to be the winter tree, gathering strength in its roots. This is not nothing. This is everything, and it is yours, by right. As we embrace this new understanding of rest as a sacred act and a fundamental right, we can begin to tune into a source of wisdom that has been patiently waiting for our attention all along. This is the wisdom of the body. For so long, we have been conditioned to listen primarily to the mind. The mind is the planner, the strategist, the taskmaster. It tells us what we should do, what is logical, what is productive. It operates based on the external rules and expectations we have internalized. And in its relentless pursuit of these goals, the mind often treats the body like a vehicle or a machine, something to be fueled, pushed, and even overridden when it signals fatigue. We drink another cup of coffee to push past the exhaustion. We ignore the tension headaches and the backaches, telling ourselves we don't have time for them. We silence the rumbling in our stomach because we have to finish one more email. We have, in essence, become disconnected from our most trustworthy guide. But your body has its own intelligence. It is a profound, ancient, and deeply honest intelligence. It does not operate on shoulds. It operates on the pure, undeniable truth of your biological needs. It has no interest in your to-do list, your deadlines, or your ambitions. Its sole concern is your survival, your health, and your well-being. And it has been speaking to you, sending you signals all along. Tonight, our practice is simply to listen, to turn down the volume of the mind's relentless chatter, and to turn up the volume of the body's quiet, steady truth. Let's begin by simply bringing your awareness back into your physical form, just as we did at the beginning, but this time with a new intention, not just to relax the body, but to listen to it. What is it trying to tell you? Start with your muscles. Scan through your body from head to toe and just notice where you feel tiredness. Perhaps it's a deep ache in your shoulders from hunching over a desk. Maybe it's a weariness in your legs from standing or walking all day. It could be a subtle fatigue behind your eyes from staring at a screen. Don't judge these sensations. Don't wish them away. Simply acknowledge them. These tired muscles are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign that your body has worked for you. They are an honest report of the day's efforts, and their ache is a clear, simple request. Please, let us rest now. Let us repair. Now, bring your attention to your eyelids. Feel their weight. That gentle, persistent heaviness is one of the body's purest signals. It is the body's way of saying, the world of seeing and doing is over for now. It is time to turn inward. It is time for the darkness and the quiet. For so long, we have fought against this signal, prying our eyes open to watch one more show, to read one more chapter, to scroll one more time. Tonight, let's honor it. Let the weight of your eyelids be a welcome invitation. Surrender to it. Allow them to be a soft, velvet curtain that closes upon the stage of your day. Now, tune into the rhythm of your heartbeat. You don't need to feel for your pulse. Just bring your awareness to the center of your chest and feel for that gentle, steady rhythm. Is it fast or slow? Just notice. As you rest here, as you feel safer and more relaxed, you may notice it beginning to slow down. This is your body's intelligence at work. It is moving you out of the fight or flight mode of the sympathetic nervous system and into the rest and digest mode of the parasympathetic nervous system. Your slowing heartbeat is a physiological sign that you are entering a state of healing and restoration. It is a message from the deepest part of you saying, all is well. We are safe. We can power down. And finally, Listen to your breath. Feel its gentle, automatic flow. It is the most fundamental rhythm of your life. Every inhalation brings in fresh oxygen, new energy. Every exhalation releases what is no longer needed. Your body has been breathing for you every moment of your life, without you ever having to think about it. It is the ultimate act of trust. Tonight, we consciously partner with that trust. We trust the body's signals over the mind's relentless programming. The mind might be saying, "But what about tomorrow? We need to plan. We need to worry." But the body is saying, with every slow exhale, let go. Surrender. The only thing that matters right now is this breath, this moment of peace. Your body knows that rest is not weakness. It is wisdom. It knows that in order to be strong, you must first be soft. In order to be resilient, you must first be receptive. In order to have energy for tomorrow, you must first fully surrender to the stillness of tonight. This is a radical act in our culture, to trust the body's truth more than the mind's agenda. But it is the path back to wholeness. Your mind can be deceived. It can be programmed with false beliefs, like the belief that your worth is tied to your productivity. But your body cannot be lied to. Its truths are elemental. The truth of hunger, the truth of thirst, the truth of pain, and the truth of fatigue. When you learn to listen to and honor these truths, you begin to live in alignment with your own nature. You stop fighting against yourself and start working with yourself. You become a team. So, as you continue to rest here, make a silent promise to your body. I am listening. I will honor your need for rest. I trust your wisdom. Feel the profound sense of peace that comes from this inner alignment. It is the feeling of coming home to your most honest, reliable, and wisest self. The body has been asking for this rest, for this stillness all along. And tonight, you are finally giving it what it needs. You are trusting its profound and simple wisdom. And in that trust, you will find a depth of peace that the striving mind can never offer. As you lie here, honoring the wisdom of your body and sinking into this well-deserved rest, let's gently plant a seed for the days to come. This seed is the beginning of a new definition of a good day. For so long, our definition has been dictated by the tyranny of productivity. A good day was a day when we were efficient, when we checked off many items on our list, when we felt we had accomplished something tangible. On those days, we went to bed with a sense of satisfaction, feeling we had earned our rest. And on days when we were less productive, perhaps because we were tired or sad or simply needed to move at a slower pace, we often went to bed with a sense of guilt or failure, as if the day had been wasted. This is such a narrow and unforgiving way to measure a life. It leaves no room for the vast, rich spectrum of human experience that has nothing to do with output. It invalidates the days of quiet reflection, the days of deep feeling, the days of simple being. What if we could create a new metric, a new, more compassionate, and far more accurate way of defining a successful day? Let's plant that seed tonight in the fertile ground of your resting mind so it can begin to sprout in the morning. Imagine a day measured not in output, but in moments of peace. A good day might be one where, for just 5 minutes, you sat by a window and watched the rain fall without feeling the need to do anything else. A moment of pure, unadulterated presence. That moment, in this new value system, is not an interruption of your productivity. It is a profound accomplishment in itself. It is a moment of connection with the world and with your own quiet center. Imagine a day measured in moments of connection, not just with other people, but with yourself. A good day might be one where you noticed you were feeling anxious, and instead of pushing through it, you took 3 deep, conscious breaths. In that small act, you chose connection over disconnection. You chose self-compassion over self-abandonment. That is a victory. That makes it a good day. It might be a moment of genuine connection with a loved one, a shared laugh, or a quiet, understanding glance. These moments are the true substance of a life well lived, yet they never appear on a to-do list. Let's explore the value found in these seemingly unproductive moments. Think about the simple, profound pleasure of watching the sky. Whether it's the fiery spectacle of a sunset, the gentle gray of an overcast afternoon, or the deep, star-dusted velvet of the night, to simply stop and look up is to connect with something vast and timeless. It reminds you that your personal dramas and deadlines are part of a much larger, magnificent picture. That moment of perspective is a form of nourishment for the soul. Does it produce anything? No. Is it valuable? Immeasurably so. That moment can make a day a good day. Or consider the feeling of your own breath moving in and out of your body. To simply sit and feel the rise and fall of your chest for a minute is to anchor yourself in the present moment, the only place where life truly exists. It is an act of calming your nervous system, of reminding yourself that you are alive and safe. This is not doing nothing. This is the essential maintenance of your inner peace. In our new definition, a day that contains even one moment of such conscious breathing is a successful day. And what about the value of simply resting in silence? Not meditating in a formal sense, not trying to achieve enlightenment, but just allowing yourself to sit in a room without the noise of a television, a podcast, or even music. Just the ambient sounds of your life. In that silence, your mind has a chance to unwind. Your thoughts can settle like dust. You might not solve any problems, but you create the inner space where solutions can later arise. This silence is not empty. It is full of potential. A day where you gift yourself even a few minutes of this silence is a day of profound self-care. It is a good day. This is a radical shift. It takes the power away from the external world of achievement and places it firmly back in your own hands. You get to define what makes your day worthwhile, and you can define it in a way that is kind, gentle, and honors your humanity. It means that even on days when you are sick or grieving or feeling utterly unmotivated, you can still have a good day. A good day might be the day you finally allowed yourself to cry without judgment. A good day might be the day you canceled your plans and stayed in bed because that's what your body was asking for. A good day might be the day you did absolutely nothing productive at all. And in doing so, you gave your soul the deep, fallow rest it was crying out for. To support this new definition, let's offer ourselves a new affirmation. Let it settle into your heart and mind as you drift towards sleep. My presence is my power. Let that sink in. Your power does not lie in your ability to do more, faster. It lies in your ability to be fully where you are, to bring the calm, centered energy of your conscious presence to whatever you are doing. Whether that is writing a report, having a conversation, or simply drinking a glass of water. When you are fully present, you are powerful, you are effective, you are alive. And from this place, we can add a second affirmation. I do not have to perform to be worthy. Your worthiness is the ground you stand on. Your performance is just the dance you do upon that ground. Some days, you will dance with energy and grace. Other days, you will barely have the strength to stand. But the ground of your worthiness is always there beneath you, solid and unshakable. By planting these seeds tonight, you are beginning the process of cultivating a more beautiful and sustainable inner landscape. You are giving yourself permission to find joy, meaning, and a sense of accomplishment in the small, quiet, and deeply human moments that make up the fabric of your life. You are learning to measure your life not by the heights of your achievements, but by the depth of your presence. And that is a definition of success that can never be taken away from you. It is a source of peace that is always available, waiting for you to simply notice it. As this new definition of a good day settles within you, it naturally leads to an even deeper liberation. This is the profound, healing realization that you are more than your labor. You are more than your job title, more than your list of accomplishments, more than the sum total of your productive output. We live in a world that constantly tries to convince us otherwise. When we meet someone new, one of the first questions we ask is, "What do you do?" We have learned to equate our identity with our profession, our function, our utility. We create a mental shorthand, categorizing ourselves and others based on our work. This is not inherently malicious, but it is incredibly limiting. It reduces the vast, complex, and beautiful mystery of a human being into a single, two-dimensional label. It's like looking at a magnificent, ancient forest and describing it only by the amount of lumber it could produce. The description is not entirely false, but it misses the entire point. It misses the magic, the life, the intricate web of relationships, the way the light filters through the leaves, the scent of the damp earth, the feeling of peace you get from simply being there. To define the forest by its utility is to strip it of its soul. And to define yourself by your labor is to do the same thing to your own soul. Tonight, let's reinforce the separation of your identity from your achievements. Let's practice seeing yourself not as the function you perform, but as the vast, conscious being who is having the experience of performing that function. A beautiful analogy for this is the sky and the clouds. You are the sky. Your thoughts, your feelings, your accomplishments, your failures, your job, your roles, these are all just clouds passing through. The sky does not identify with any particular cloud. It does not become a thundercloud on a stormy day, nor does it become a wisp of cirrus on a calm one. It is the vast, open, changeless space in which all the clouds appear and disappear. The clouds are temporary weather patterns. The sky is the permanent reality. Your achievements are like beautiful, impressive clouds. They are wonderful to look at, and they are a real part of your weather. But they are not you. They will pass. A day will come when you no longer do that job, or when that great accomplishment is a distant memory. Will you cease to be you? Of course not, because you are not the cloud. You are the sky. When you identify with the clouds, your sense of self is constantly in flux. On a day of success, you feel expansive and worthy. On a day of failure, you feel small and worthless. Your inner peace is completely dependent on the weather, which you cannot control. But when you learn to identify with the sky, you find a deep and abiding peace. You can watch the stormy clouds of failure or the brilliant clouds of success pass by with a sense of equanimity, because you know that your fundamental nature, the vast, open sky of your being, is untouched by them. It is always there, always whole, always worthy. So, as you rest here, feel into that sky-like nature of your own awareness. Feel the vastness within you that is so much bigger than your job title, so much deeper than your daily to-do list. In this vastness, let's take a moment to acknowledge all the parts of you that have absolutely nothing to do with productivity. These are the qualities that make up the true substance of who you are. Consider your capacity for kindness. Think of a time you offered a kind word to a stranger, or comforted a friend, or were gentle with an animal. This kindness is a core part of your being. It has immense value. It sends ripples of warmth and healing into the world. It cannot be measured on a performance review, but it is one of the most important things you will ever do. It is a part of you that is separate from your labor. Now, think about your curiosity. Remember the last time you were genuinely fascinated by something. A piece of music, a scientific discovery, the way a flower opens. That spark of curiosity, that desire to learn and understand for the sheer joy of it, is a precious part of you. It is the engine of growth and wonder. It has no goal other than its own satisfaction. It is not productive in the economic sense, but it makes your life rich and meaningful. Acknowledge your capacity to love. Think about the people, the places, the things you feel a deep affection for. That feeling of love in your heart is a powerful, beautiful energy. It is, perhaps, the very essence of what it means to be human. Your ability to give and receive love is a treasure beyond measure, and it exists completely outside the realm of your professional accomplishments. And what about your unique way of seeing the world? The specific sense of humor you have, the particular things that make you feel awe, the way you connect disparate ideas, the memories and experiences that have shaped your perspective. This unique constellation of qualities is your signature upon the world. It is a contribution you make simply by being yourself. No one else has your eyes, your mind, your heart. This, too, is a part of you that is more than your labor. By acknowledging these parts of yourself, you begin to build a more complete and resilient identity. You are not just a worker or a professional. You are a kind, curious, loving, and unique being who also happens to work. The work is a part of your life, not the entirety of your identity. This is why the affirmation, "I am a human being, not a human doing," is so powerful. It is a declaration of independence from the tyranny of productivity. It affirms that your primary identity is in your beingness. The doing is secondary. It is an activity, not an essence. Let this truth anchor you tonight. You are the sky, not the clouds. You are the forest, not just the lumber. You are a vast and multifaceted being, full of qualities that cannot be quantified, monetized, or listed on a resume. And it is in these unmeasurable qualities that your true, enduring worth resides. Embracing this allows you to approach your work with a new sense of freedom. You no longer need your job to validate your existence. You can simply show up, do your work as an expression of your skills and creativity, and then leave it at the end of the day, returning to the fullness of who you truly are. Your work becomes a smaller, more manageable part of your life, rather than the all-consuming center of your identity. And in this separation, you will find not only deeper peace, but also a more sustainable and joyful way to engage with the world. As we journey deeper into this state of rest and reconnection, we arrive at a crucial phase: integration. It is one thing to understand these ideas intellectually during a quiet moment like this. It is another thing entirely to weave them into the very fabric of your being, so they become not just thoughts you have, but truths you live by. Integration is a gentle, gradual process. It is the art of allowing these new beliefs to settle in your cells, to change the chemistry of your nervous system, and to become your new default setting. It is about moving from knowing that you are inherently worthy to feeling it as an unshakable reality deep in your bones. Tonight, as you lie on the threshold of sleep, your mind is particularly open and receptive. This is a perfect time to let these truths sink in, bypassing the skeptical conscious mind and speaking directly to the deeper subconscious self that governs so much of your life. So, let's begin this process of weaving. Imagine the central truth we have been exploring, the truth of your inherent worth, independent of your productivity, as a thread of beautiful, shimmering golden light. Now, with each breath, imagine this golden thread being gently woven into the tapestry of your being. As you breathe in, see the thread entering through your heart, glowing warmly in your chest. As you breathe out, see it extending from your heart, weaving its way through every part of your body. See it spiraling down your arms to the tips of your fingers, infusing your hands with the knowledge that they are worthy even when they are still. See it flowing down through your torso, calming your organs, reminding your digestive system that it can rest and nourish. See it weaving its way down your legs to the soles of your feet, grounding you in the solid, unshakable truth that you belong here on this earth, just as you are. With every breath, this golden tapestry becomes stronger, more intricate, more complete. It is weaving a new pattern of self-acceptance and inner peace into your very physiology. This is not just a visualization. It is an act of neurological repatterning. You are actively creating new pathways in your brain, pathways that lead to peace instead of pressure, to self-compassion instead of self-criticism. As this feeling of deep, unconditional worth spreads throughout your body, let's also take a moment to honor the courage this process requires. It is not a small thing to challenge such a deep-seated cultural and personal belief system. The story that our worth is conditional is one of the most powerful and pervasive stories in our modern world. To even question it is an act of quiet rebellion. To begin to live by a different story is a profound act of self-love and liberation. Think about the immense pressure you have been under for years, perhaps for your entire life, to conform to this story. Think of all the messages from society, family, and even yourself that have reinforced it. To stand in the face of all that and gently say, "I am choosing a different way," takes incredible strength. It is the strength of the salmon swimming upstream against the current to return to its source. It is the strength of the small green shoot pushing its way up through the concrete to find the sun. It is a quiet, persistent, and powerful form of courage. So, honor yourself for that. Honor yourself for being willing to undertake this journey. Acknowledge the part of you that is brave enough to seek a deeper truth, a more peaceful way of being. This is not an easy path, but it is the path that leads back home to yourself, and you are walking it right now with every breath you take. Now, let's consider how we can carry this understanding forward, out of this quiet, meditative space and into the light of day. Integration is about building a bridge between your inner world and your outer life. One of the most powerful ways to do this is to remember that your rest is not just a personal act, it is a political one. It is a quiet but powerful act of rebellion against the system that profits from your exhaustion and your anxiety. When you choose to rest, to honor your limits, to unplug, you are casting a vote for a more humane and sustainable world. You are modeling a different way of being for those around you. You are, in your own small way, helping to change the story for everyone. Your rest is a gift not only to yourself, but to the collective. When you are well rested, you are more patient, more compassionate, more creative, and more present for the people in your life. By healing your own relationship with productivity, you help to heal the culture around you. Another way to integrate this is to begin to notice in your daily life the moments when the old programming kicks in. When you feel that familiar pang of guilt for taking a break, just notice it. You can say to yourself, there is that old story again. You don't have to fight it or believe it. You can just observe it with the loving detachment of the sky, watching a cloud pass by. And then you can consciously choose to act from your new truth. You can choose to take the break anyway, breathing into the discomfort, knowing that with each such choice, you are strengthening the new pattern. This is how change happens, not in one giant leap, but in 1,000 small, courageous moments of choosing a different response. So, as you drift deeper now, let this feeling of integration be your lullaby. Let the golden thread of your inherent worth continue its gentle weaving, strengthening its pattern within you. Trust that this process is happening even without your conscious effort. Your subconscious mind is a powerful ally in this work, and as you sleep, it will continue to process and integrate these new truths, preparing you to wake up feeling just a little bit lighter, a little bit freer, and a little more at home in your own skin. This is the healing you came here for, and it is happening right now in the deep and quiet sanctuary of your own being. Now, as your body sinks deeper into relaxation and your mind hovers on the gentle edge of sleep, we approach the final gate before the land of dreams. This is the moment to consciously and completely release the day. For many of us, this is the most difficult part. The body may be still, but the mind insists on one final task, the performance review. It is a deeply ingrained habit. We lie in the dark and the mind's projector switches on, replaying the events of the day for evaluation. It scrolls through the to-do list, highlighting what was accomplished and, more insistently, what was not. It replays conversations, analyzing what you said and what you should have said. It scrutinizes your actions, your choices, your efficiency, grading your performance on a scale you didn't even know you were being measured against. This inner critic, this relentless auditor, believes it is helping. It believes that by pointing out your flaws and shortcomings, it will motivate you to be better tomorrow. But at the end of a long day, this is not motivation. It is torment. It fills the sacred space of rest with the harsh, fluorescent light of judgment, making it impossible to find true peace. So tonight, we are going to do something radical. We are going to cancel the performance review. With a clear and gentle intention, you can say to your mind, the performance is over. Imagine the day as a play that has just concluded. The final curtain has fallen. The stage lights have been switched off, casting the vast, empty theater into a soft, restful darkness. The audience, the real and imagined figures whose approval you seek, has gone home. They are not thinking about your performance anymore. They are living their own lives, tending to their own rest. There is no one left to impress. There is no one left to judge you. There is only you, here, in the quiet aftermath. The stage is dark. The theater is empty. There is nothing more to do. The role you played today, employee, parent, friend, problem solver, is done for now. You can take off the costume, wipe away the makeup, and simply be yourself. This mental act of declaring the day over is incredibly powerful. It draws a firm and loving boundary between the activity of the day and the sanctuary of the night. It tells your mind that its work of analyzing and striving is complete. Let's consciously release, one by one, the things the mind clings to. First, release the review of what you did. All the tasks you completed, the emails you sent, the errands you ran. Acknowledge them for a moment, and then let them go. They are in the past. They do not need to be re-examined. Thank your body and mind for the effort they expended, and release them from any further discussion of the matter. Next, and this is often harder, release the review of what you didn't do. The unfinished tasks, the call you didn't make, the workout you skipped, the creative project that remains untouched. See these things not as failures, but simply as items that remain for another time. They are not an indictment of your worth. They are just things. Imagine placing them all on a small, sturdy boat and giving it a gentle push out onto a calm, dark lake. Watch as the boat drifts away, growing smaller and smaller until it disappears into the mist. They will be there on the other shore in the morning, if they are still important. But for tonight, they are gone. Finally, and most importantly, release the review of what you should have done differently. The shoulds are the heaviest ghosts. I should have been more patient. I should have worked harder. I should have known better. These thoughts are born from the illusion that you could have somehow been a different person in a moment that is already past. But you were who you were in that moment, with the energy, knowledge, and resources you had at the time. To judge your past self by the standards of your present self is a cruel and pointless exercise. So, offer your past self, the self of just a few hours ago, a blanket of grace. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. You are a human being, learning and growing. That is all you ever need to be. Let go of the need to have been flawless. Release the burden of perfection. Now, with the day's performance review fully canceled, let's also gently let go of the mental planning for tomorrow. This is the mind's other favorite pre-sleep activity, pre-hearsing the day to come. It starts to organize the schedule, anticipate problems, and run through conversations before they have even happened. This is not restful. It is simply starting tomorrow's work tonight, stealing peace from the present to pay for an imagined future. So, with that same gentle intention, let's put tomorrow down as well. You can trust that the person who wakes up in the morning will be a well-rested, resourceful person, perfectly capable of handling whatever the day brings. You do not need to solve tomorrow's problems with today's tired mind. Trust in the cycle of rest and renewal. Trust that sleep will bring you the clarity and energy you need. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Your only responsibility right now is to this moment, to this breath, to this body, which is yearning for the deep, restorative peace of complete surrender. The stage is dark. The audience has gone home. The script for tomorrow has not yet been written. There is only this beautiful, quiet, empty space. Nothing for you to hold. Nothing for you to solve. Nothing for you to be, other than a human being, here, now, deserving of peace. And in this blessed emptiness, you can finally, truly, let go. With the day released and tomorrow set gently aside, there is nothing left to hold on to. Now is the time for the final act of letting go, the deep exhale of surrender. This is a journey from the mind down into the body, from thinking into sensing, from doing into being. Let your attention be drawn to the sheer physical reality of this moment. Feel the weight of your body no longer as a burden to be carried, but as a comforting anchor to the present. Notice the places where your body makes contact with the surface beneath you. Feel the mattress or bed rising up to meet you, to hold you, to support you completely. There is not a single part of you that you need to hold up. You can give your entire weight over to this support. Trust it. It is strong enough. It will not let you go. Imagine your bones becoming heavy, dense, and full of a peaceful, leaden weight. Feel this heaviness in your legs, your hips, your arms, your spine. This is the feeling of true physical surrender. It is the body's signal that it is safe to let go of all muscular effort. You are not holding yourself together. You are being held. Now, bring your awareness to your skin. Feel the gentle touch of the air on your face. Feel the texture of the blankets or sheets against your body. Notice the temperature, the sense of being covered and protected. This is your safe cocoon for the night. Within this soft enclosure, you are sheltered from the world. Nothing can touch you here. Nothing is required of you here. You can soften, completely and utterly. Let's give your body and mind explicit, unequivocal permission to do absolutely nothing now but drift. Sometimes, the parts of us that are so used to being in control need to hear the words directly. So, you can say to yourself, silently in your own mind, it is time to rest now. I give my body full permission to relax completely. I give my mind full permission to drift and dream. There is nothing to figure out. There is nothing to solve. My only task is to surrender to the peace of this moment. Repeat this permission as a gentle, soothing mantra, if you like. Nothing to do. Just allow. Nothing to hold. Just release. To help with this feeling of surrender, let's use a gentle analogy. Imagine that your bed is a small, comfortable raft, and it is floating on a slow, calm, gentle river. The river is wide and dark, flowing effortlessly under a canopy of stars. The air is warm and still. You can hear the soft, rhythmic lapping of the water against the side of your raft. It is the most peaceful sound in the world. You are lying on this raft, completely supported, completely safe. You do not need to paddle. You do not need to steer. The river knows exactly where it is going. Its current is wise and ancient, and it is carrying you gently toward the great, vast ocean of sleep. All you have to do is lie back and allow yourself to be carried. Feel the gentle, almost imperceptible rocking motion of the raft. It is a motion that has soothed you since before you were born. It is the rhythm of safety, of being held, of letting go. As you float on this river, you can let go of anything that still remains, any stray thoughts, any lingering tensions. You can simply place them on a leaf and drop them into the water, watching as the river's current carries them away, out of sight. A worry about work, Place it on a leaf and let it go. A flicker of anxiety. Place it on a leaf and let it go. The river can hold it all. It is vast enough to carry away all of your burdens, leaving you feeling lighter and lighter with each release. You become like a leaf on this slow, gentle river yourself, floating effortlessly, unburdened, weightless. You are carried by a force greater than yourself, a force that is benevolent and wise. You can trust this current. You can trust this journey. There is no need to strive or struggle. There is only the need to float, to allow, to be carried. The banks of the river are soft and dark. The stars above are silent and watchful. There is a deep, profound peace in this scene. It is a peace that exists outside of time, outside of the demands of your life. It is the peace of pure being, and it is your natural state. Feel this deep surrender moving through every layer of your being. It is a physical surrender as your muscles release their final grip. It is a mental surrender as you let go of the need to control your thoughts, allowing them to drift and dissolve like clouds. It is an emotional surrender as you allow yourself to be held in this space of safety, letting go of the need to be on guard. And it is a spiritual surrender as you trust in the restorative power of sleep, in the intelligence of the universe that designed you to need this nightly journey into the unknown. This deep exhale of surrender is not a sign of giving up. It is not an act of defeat. It is an act of profound trust. It is the ultimate expression of faith in the cycles of life. It is you, consciously choosing to align yourself with a natural rhythm of rest and renewal. And as you give yourself over to this current, you feel a deep sense of rightness, of coming home. This is what your body has been longing for. This is what your soul has been craving. This deep, sweet, and total surrender. You are floating now on that slow, gentle river, being carried so peacefully toward the great ocean of sleep. The language of the day is no longer needed here. The sharp edges of words, the complexity of sentences, they can all dissolve now into the soft, flowing water. Here on this river, we speak in a simpler language, the language of feeling, of sensation, of deep, quiet, allowing. So, just allow. Allow the gentle current to hold you. There's nothing for you to do, nothing at all. Just this simple, effortless, floating. Your breath is the rhythm of the water, a soft, easy tide, rising and falling, rising and falling. Each breath in draws peace into your body. Each breath out lets go of everything else. Just allow the weight of your body to feel so heavy, so deeply relaxed, sinking down into comfort, into safety, into the perfect support beneath you. You are so comfortable. You are worthy of this deep, healing rest. This rest is not something you had to earn. It is a gift you are giving to yourself because you are worthy of care. You are worthy of peace. You are worthy of this profound, quiet stillness. The stars above you, they shine down, their ancient light, a silent blessing upon your rest. They don't ask you to do anything. They simply shine. And you can simply rest. Let their quiet light fill you with a sense of peace, a sense of belonging to this vast, beautiful, silent universe. You are a part of all of this, and you are safe here. So safe. Nothing to do now. Nothing to figure out. The part of your mind that solves problems can go to sleep now. Its work is done. The part of your mind that plans can go to sleep now. Its work is done. All the busy parts of you can rest now. They have worked so hard for you. And now you can give them this gift of deep, silent rest. Just allow the quiet to grow deeper. Allow the stillness to become more profound. You are drifting now. Just drifting. So easily. So effortlessly. Every gentle wave of the river washes away a little more of the day, washing away the tension from your muscles, washing away the worries from your mind, leaving you feeling so clean, so clear, so peaceful. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing at all. You can let go completely now. It is safe to let go. You are held. You are supported. You are cared for. Just allow yourself to drift closer and closer to the edge of sleep. Sleep is a friend, waiting for you with open arms, a safe harbor where your soul can rest. There's no need to rush. The river knows the way. Just trust the current, trust the journey. Let it carry you all the way home to the deepest peace. Nothing to do but allow, nothing to think but peace, drifting, floating, letting go. Your body knows how to do this. It knows how to sleep. It knows how to heal. You don't have to help it. You can just get out of the way. Trust its wisdom. Trust the deep, restorative power that is already within you. It is waking up now as you drift down, deeper and deeper. Your own healing intelligence is taking over now, preparing to do its magical work while you sleep. All you have to do is allow it to happen. Just allow this peace to deepen. Just allow this rest to become complete. You are so close now to that beautiful ocean of sleep. You can almost feel the gentle swell of the open water. You can almost smell the clean, fresh air of deep rest. The river is slowing, the journey is ending, and the peace is becoming all that you are. Nothing to do. Just allow. Sleep is your birthright. It is not a luxury, not a reward. It is a fundamental part of your design, as essential as the turning of the earth itself. It is a promise made to you by life that after every day, there will be a night. After every expenditure of energy, there will be a time of renewal. After all the noise and the striving, there will be silence and surrender. Tonight, you have claimed that birthright. You have walked the path back to yourself, releasing the burdens of the day, quieting the voices of expectation, and remembering the simple, profound truth of your own inherent worth. You have arrived at the shores of the great, healing ocean of sleep, and you are ready to let go completely. You are whole, just as you are. Not in some future state of perfection, but right here, right now, in your beautiful, messy, human reality. You are worthy, not because of what you have done or will do, but because of the simple, unrepeatable miracle of your being. And you are safe to let go completely, safe to surrender control, safe to dissolve into the mystery of the night. As you drift on these final currents of consciousness, know that this healing work will continue as you sleep. Your subconscious mind, that deep and wise part of you, has been listening. It has absorbed the truths we have explored together. And in the silent, magical hours of the night, it will continue to weave these truths into the fabric of your being. It will be untangling old knots of conditioning, releasing patterns of self-criticism, and reinforcing the new pathways of self-acceptance and peace. You will be doing the deepest work of healing, all without any conscious effort at all. You will simply be resting, and in that rest, you will be transforming. You are planting a garden in your sleep, and you awake in the morning to find that new flowers of peace and freedom have begun to bloom. You will wake up feeling lighter, freer, more yourself. What would it be like to move through your days anchored in this feeling? To meet your responsibilities not with the frantic energy of a performer trying to earn their place, but with the calm, steady presence of someone who knows they already belong. What might change if your actions were not a desperate bid for worthiness, but a joyful expression of the worthiness that is already your foundation? These are not questions to be answered now. They are gentle seeds of possibility left here for you to discover in the days to come. For now, there are no more questions, no more words, only the deep silent peace that lies at the heart of all things. Sleep comes now, naturally, effortlessly, a gift you have always deserved. It rises like a gentle tide to meet you, to lift you, to carry you into its boundless peace. There is nothing left for you to do but to allow it to take you. Let it wash over you. Let it hold you. Let it heal you. Rest now. Just rest